Hello, this is a SCP-096 reading, and we will start now. SCP-096 is to be contained in its cell a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video, surveillance, or optical tools of any kind in 096's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure SCP-096's presence inside the cell. Any photos, video, or recordings of 096's likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. Blank and 05 Blank. SCP-096 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation, with no signs of any body hair. 096's jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether 096 is blind or not. It shows no signs of any higher brain functions and is not considered to be sapient. SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell, indicating it spends most of the day pacing by the eastern wall. However, when someone views 096's face, whether it be directly via video recording or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. With approximately 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing, 096 will begin running to the person who viewed its face, who will from this point be on referred to as SCP-096-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 whatever this is to blank kilo. I don't know what that is, and seems to depend on distance from 096-1. At this point, no known material or method can impede 096's progress. The actual position of 096-1 does not seem to affect 096's response. It seems to have an sense of SCP-096-1's location. Note: this reaction does not occur when viewing artistic depictions. See document 096-1. Upon arriving at 096-1's location, SCP-096 will proceed to kill and data expunge SCP-096-1. 100% of cases have left no traces of 096-1. 096 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and becoming docile once again. Then it will attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat. Data redacted. Due to possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation secrecy and large civilian loss of life. Retrieval of subject should be considered alpha priority. Dr. Blank has also petitioned to immediate termination of 096. See interview 096-1. Termination order has been approved and is carried out by Dr. Blank on data redacted. See incident 096-1-A. Interview log from audio log from interview 096-1. Begin log. Blank blank time research area blank. Captain blank. It always sucks blank to get initial retrieval duty. You have no idea what the damn thing is capable of besides what jacked up information the field techs can scrape up, and you're lucky if they even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag, didn't tell us jack blank about not looking at the damn thing. Dr. Blank, could you describe the mission, please? Captain Blank, yeah, sorry, we had two choppers, one with my team and one on backup with Zulu 9-B. And Dr. Blank, we spotted the target with about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I guess he wasn't facing our direction, or else he would have taken us out there and then. Dr. Blank, your report says 096 didn't react to the cold. It was negative blank C. Captain Blank, actually it was negative blank, and yes, it was butt naked, and it didn't so much as shiver. Anyway, we landed, approached the target, and Corporal Blank got ready to bag it. That's when Dr. Blank called. I turned to answer, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned, and my whole squad saw it. Dr. Blank. That's when 096 entered an agitated emotional state. Captain Blank. Yep. Interview now pauses for a second before continuing. Sorry, got the willies for a second. Dr. Blank. That's alright. Captain Blank. Yeah, well, never saw its face. My squad did, and they paid for it up the blank. Dr. Blank, can you describe the situation a little more, please? Captain Blank pauses. Yeah. It started screaming at us and crying, not animal roaring though. It sounded exactly like a person. Really blank creepy. Pauses again. We started firing at it. We started firing when it picked up Corporal Blank and ripped off his leg. God, he was screaming for help. Blank A. Anyway, we were blowing chunks out of the target, round after round. Didn't do jack blank. I almost lost it when it started data expunge and Dr. Blank. That's when you ordered the use of and papers are heard moving. Okay, let's just of use of the papers are heard moving. AT-4 HEDT launcher. Captain Blank, an anti-tank gun. Started carrying it ever since SCP Blank got loose. I've seen those tear through tanks like tissue paper. Did the same thing to the target. Dr. Blank, was there significant damage to SCP-096? Didn't even blanking flinch. It kept tearing apart my squad, but with half of its torso gone, he draws a large half circle in his half circle across his torso. But was it taking damage? If it was, it wasn't showing it. It must have lost all its organs and all its blood, but it didn't acknowledge any of it. Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all, though it kept tearing apart my squad. Dr. Blank. So no actual structural damage. How many rounds would you say were fired at 096? Captain Blank. At the least 1,000. Our door gunner kept his GAU-19 on it for at least 20 seconds. 20 blanking seconds. That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into the thing. Might as well have been spitting at it. Dr. Blank. That's when Zulu 9-B arrived. Captain Blank. Yeah, and my squad was gone. Zulu 9-B managed to get the bag over its head and it just sat down. We got into the chopper and it got here. I don't know how I never saw its face. Maybe God or Buddha or whoever thought I should live. The Jack Blank. Dr. Blank. We have obtained an artist's depiction of 096's face. Would you like to view it? Captain Blank pauses. You know, after hearing that thing scream and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face to what I heard. No. Just no. Dr. Blank. Alright. I believe we are done here. Thank you, Captain. Chairs are heard moving and footsteps leave the room. Captain R.E.T. Blank is confirmed to have left interview room 22. Dr. Blank, let this be on record that I am formally requesting 096 to be terminated as soon as possible, and log. Bye, guys.